Hey, magical beings, welcome to episode 18 titled Gifts from Friends. So, caveat, this is the second time that I'm actually recording this. The first time, my excitement and jubilation was clearly far too much for this microphone. So I have to be very conscientious and mindful that I don't need to project my voice as I was needing to do prior to this receipt of this little fabulous gift, which I'm holding. Yes, it does pin onto your clothing like a little lapel. But in the spirit of showing it off today, I thought I would just hold it and ignite my inner diva, so to speak. So today I would just like to touch on and reflect on people, I guess, that support you, who truly honor and see you and celebrate even the smallest wins. But they also need to be authentic wins. You know what I mean? They're not there to like celebrate absolutely everything when that everything hasn't really materialized into anything. If you know, you know. So, yes, I guess today I would just like to perhaps reflect on that. And my hair, I was trying to look so fabulous and trying to, I guess, look more visually appealing and attractive as I was playing with my aesthetics. Because not only did I receive a fabulous microphone, no, I also received a fabulous tripod, which my phone is currently on. So, if you had watched one of my previous episodes, I made reference to how my phone at that particular time was stationed on top of a brick, not a word of a lie, and was balancing up against a candelabra. So, I feel a lot of excitement because I feel like there's some form of progression and some form of traction or some form of validation coming from the universe in the form of these fabulous little gifts through tripod stands and little microphones and people supporting me in doing this little project that I embarked on 18 days ago. I hope it's 18 as I say that. I've already had one day said incorrectly. I think it was day 16 and I made reference to it being day 15. But nonetheless, we persist and we commence and we just keep it real. So I really want to tie my hair up. So I'm going to lapel this and I'm going to just tie my hair up because where I reside, the humidity is just off the charts. It's currently at 85, 90%. And if you do stay in a hot and humid place, you know how just having hair running down the nape of your neck can be quite a lot to bear. So let's try this, shall we? So today's episode perhaps is not only a reflection on the gifts by friends or gifts from the universe. I'm still not quite sure how I'm going to title this. Let's see where the conversation goes and then I'll decide when I put it up and I post it. But for now, let me just lapel myself and tie my hair up. So it also gives me an opportunity to see how the sound changes and how it modifies itself. And if you can hear the rustling on my sticky skin. But yes, and I'm just loving this tripod stand. I really am. I'm just reveling in today's little gifts. And are you ready for this? And if you didn't know, I had my birthday was 2 days ago, and it's been an interesting one because the last couple of years I've been really feeling sorry for myself. I really have. There's been a lot of change in my life. There's been a lot of change in everyone's life. Let's just be honest about that. But there's been a lot of change, and I've felt very sorry for myself. I guess over the last couple of years, I've felt very undervalued, underseen, undercelebrated, um, under all those things, under the weather, so to speak. So this year was actually a very interesting one for me, as I shared with the lovely human who actually gifted me with these fabulous little gizmos and gadgets. I was sharing how for the last couple of years, or for probably as long as I can remember, every time I wake up and it's my birthday and I celebrate the day I was officially born, I am either in the state of elation or some form of sadness. The sadness isn't something that I experience very often. I must be very honest with you. I can probably count it on my one hand. But this year was different because I woke up just feeling so equanimous and so calm. And I remember in like vividly waking up and just giving thanks and gratitude for the day and just being so present in the moment. And I also, as I'm sitting here, I'm also just realizing how I've, for the last couple of years, I really have been fostering the sense of gratitude for every day being my birthday. For every day we birth and we rise like the sun. And I see it as no different. We aren't ever guaranteed the day of tomorrow because we never quite know what tomorrow will bring. As much as we think we have control over our lives and as much as we think we are free-spirited and sovereign beings, we just need to experience a day where things are completely out of your control to know how things are out of our hands on many occasions or in many moments. So yes, this year was just different. I just woke up with just greater presence. I woke up with greater groundedness or centering within my beingness. And it wasn't this extreme of elation or sadness. It was literally like, just still waters. And it was different. So yes, I just wanted to maybe just make notes of that for myself and document it so that when I reflect and I look back at day 18, I'll recall it as such. So I'm starting to become a little bit more comfortable with this process, even though perhaps from the outside looking in, it might not look that way, but it definitely feels that way. When I started off, I was very diligent and I started off with a theme every day and I had little notes written down, just more out of the sense of not wanting to show up with nothing and making sure that I was doing as good a job as I possibly could. And not wanting to offend anyone or make anyone feel like they were wasting their time when they came across my fabulous face and fabulous voice. And the last 2 to 3 episodes have been interesting because I've rocked up here with maybe some cards and no notes. And I'm just like, hey, let's just kind of wing it and see where today goes. And I know that might seem as like a little bit of waste of time or unplanned, unstructured, not strategized. But there will be those days where I have something that I want to discuss and I've got the notes and I've got aspects and points that I wish to cover. But I also feel that we need to make room for spontaneity and for life just to guide us and foster our innate intuition and knowingness and gift of just flowing without planning and strategizing so that we can equip ourselves better for life. So as much as we want to plan and control, like I've already mentioned and referenced, I feel that the best way to prepare sometimes is actually just to be a little bit more spontaneous and just see what kind of comes your way. So I've done a couple of episodes now about my bare feet, which, yes, I'm still rocking the bare feet. It's been probably 5 going on 6 months now where I haven't worn a single shoe. Even today when I went for a fabulous little massage, I did take a shower before and scrubbed my feet very well, and just to show up respectfully for my massage therapist. But there I went, barefoot. So yes, I've come to realize that there are so many changes that are starting to happen in my life. There are literally so many transmutations and metamorphosis, or I feel like I'm literally emerging from the chrysalis as the butterfly comes out of its cocoon. And I've experienced these moments before where there's change and there's this uncomfortableness before you feel a little bit more comfortable. But for some reason, this just feels a little bit different. This feels a little bit more permanent, almost like I am emerging and stepping into a newer version of myself. And I'm not sure if it is because I've just had a birthday and I've launched myself as version 4.6. But I do have a sense and a feeling of that. I'm sure it's cosmically aligned with the stars and the planets. We are ending the year of the wood snake and just about to step into the year of the fire horse. So I am under no disillusionment that all these aspects and elements play a role in me feeling the way I'm feeling. But I'm almost so afraid to say this, and it's just so interesting as I'm observing myself and just observing and feeling the sensations that are coming up in my body, how I'm quite ashamed to almost say this, but I'm so proud of the being that I am becoming. I don't think I've arrived, not in any shape, way, or form. I know that I still have a long road to travel, but I do feel that I'm at that point or at the precipice where I've just arrived at the fork and I've chosen to either take the left road or the right road. And as I say that, I am reminded of the tarot card which I pulled just a couple of days ago when I did a reading. My first reading, I think, of like tarot cards. So that was an interesting one for me. And I recall on the one card how it was a staircase and there was like 2 staircases going up, and there was a beautiful woman wearing the most fabulous gown, and she was taking kind of the fork to the right. And I'm kind of reminded of that because that's how I feel right now, but I'm still at the bottom of the staircase, and I know that I still have quite a way to climb and to travel. But as a Capricornian, I'm excited for that climb and that steady elevation, one day at a time, just showing up consistently, showing up with discipline, keeping the focus, and just rising more and more and more and more in love with myself. So yes, it is a ever expanding journey and a ever transitory and progressive journey, I guess is the best way to mention it. And what else am I being called to share in here and now and today? I guess to bring it round to how I started. There's been a very few amount of people who have stuck with me through this more recent journey. There have been some fascinating revelations that have come to the forefront of my experiences and my awareness. grateful for them all, because it only allows us to get to know each other and ourselves better. And yeah, I'm really starting to just trust in the fluidity and the flow of life, and know that there is, without unequivocal doubt, a higher source, be it if you want to call it God, the creator, universe, whatever you subscribe to. It's all semantics at the end of the day, and language is a man-made construct as well. So for me, it's more of a feeling, and it's more of a knowing than a word. So that's been a beautiful experience, and I feel that all these gifts and all these blessings that have been sprouting up and in my life, especially over the last 3 months, have truly been just so magical, and I'm so grateful for them. And if I have to reflect back now, probably, especially when I was like late teenagers, beginning of my 20s, wow, I was probably such a big bitch. I must be honest. I think I was a human who was very ungrateful for things. I think I was a human who was so stuck in the materialistic and how things look rather than how things feel. And at that stage, I guess I needed to experience what I had to experience, right? Because the contrast, as we know, always serve. There is always light to the dark and love to the fear. And without the contrast, we can't appreciate one without experiencing the other. So I'm very grateful for all of those lessons and all of those gifts and all of those experiences. And I am more recently appreciative of all the gifts that are starting to arrive in my world and in my life, be it through little lapels, or be it through tripod stands, or gifts of massages from loved ones. Or my sister took me on this shopping spree just when she was visiting here in December, and my mom left a fridge full of food. And I guess these are the things that really make me grateful. Not to say that a car also wouldn't be fab. But yes, I guess it's from the sentiment of which they are stemming. And there's no greater gift than the gift of being seen, and the gift of being truly appreciated for who we are, especially when we are getting to know ourselves on an authentic level, or as authentic as we can subscribe or tap into. And not everyone will see that, and not everyone will honor that. And I guess the most challenging bits and parts are sometimes we don't even see and honor those aspects within ourselves. So yes, perhaps in conclusion, as I look up and it's 18:55 on the clock, coming up to a 9 and a 5-5, which is the end, and great change is upon us. I guess I would like to just end this video or this episode today by expressing my heartfelt and candid gratitude, not only to those who see me, who support me, who celebrate me, who truly honor me, who don't use sacred vulnerabilities as a form of control and manipulation, but celebrate the darkness, but celebrate the light, and they are your, how does the term go? Your ride or dies. So I know I look like a very good girl, that, hey, I've got the matches, and if things need to get burned down, we'll burn them down. And I try my utmost to be a ride or die for anyone who I hold dear within my space. And I don't want to preach as if I don't have any flaws or faults, because I definitely do, and I'm still growing and learning. And there have been many friendships in my life which are not there anymore. And I'm sure I've played a big part in that. It takes two to form a relationship, not just one. But that's okay. We all signed up for all the experiences and all the roles that we needed to sign up and play. And I guess I would like to end this off by just saying I'm really excited for what is coming ahead. I'm very excited for all the gifts and all the blessings and all the magic that I know are on their way. I can viscerally feel it within every fiber of my being. And I guess I'm excited just to see where this daily vlog goes, if not for anyone but myself. The fact that I'm on day 18 and I'm sitting here just winging it without any notes, with a little lapel and my brand new tripod stand, already is invoking so much excitement and reaffirming that confidence, which I was told once that I didn't have. I'll never forget that, but perhaps that's a story for another day. So yes, sometimes we have these people come into our world to just like shake it up a bit. So we can be like, hey, what's going on here? So on that note, I would just like to remind you to continue to sow those seeds, to allow for the flow, so that you may grow and begin to glow. Stay magical, you wondrous, unique, and magnificent being. Until episode 19, peace out and stay awesome.